To start filming, yeah. I might have to do a few rounds of this. In this week's episode, we've got stressful meeting. In this week's episode, we've got stressful meeting, me doing my apologies, a lot of self-reflection, rehab, and acupuncture sessions. I'm Jason, I'm a physio, and this is Bodylogics Weekly. There we go. One take. I'm now in charge of maintenance as well, so here I am fixing the running machine.
What's more important here, knowing what the revenue of the clinic is or our follow-up, our ability to follow up? Think from a business model.
Well, we can get the revenue from Xander and I get their follow-up data from the dashboard. It's not about revenue for me for using the dashboard. It's about checking the follow-ups from the patients that we're seeing.
So fine, and roughly how many times is this, because surely it's only on the first follow-up, isn't it, that they come in on, because really we shouldn't be doing split sites. It's too much risk on the patient turning up at the wrong place if they come in Winchmore Hill with it.
I think it normally happens with Monica.
I think it's more of like an initial kind of teething period. Although people probably would be like, oh, I actually am over. That's down to the therapist. They're going to give their patient the option to see them across site. They don't care about the difficulty of us having to track it. If you're sitting with a patient now and they're like, I want to come and see you on Tuesday, and they're like, actually I'm over at Barnet then, they'll be like, fine. I'm not going to say.
But it only happens from initial to follow-up, doesn't it? It's only on that first, the first one. After that, it doesn't matter.
Platform for us, which would involve.
It's too, the thing we have is it's just all we're doing at the moment is tweaking it. We don't need to rebuild the whole thing. It's there or thereabouts, ready. It's just working out what is.
I know. It just comes when we run reports on data.
She said on there that she left the original just in case we needed it. But I didn't see the initial to follow up original on there.
Ask her for the original and say we have to go back to it doesn't work for us. We thought it might be an improvement, but it's not.
Yeah.
Not this whole kind of change of how we use the system.
It's only the follow up to initial that's changed. Nothing else has changed.
But we can manually.
Yeah.
Can we manually adjust that?
There must be a way of almost
overriding it.
It'd be a new sheet which is created, right, where it would be. But it shouldn't be too hard because it just takes the existing data to whatever she's done at the moment.
Just add back in the follow up clinic.
Yeah. So it'll be a separate sheet.
Yeah.
Which will show
follow up to initial clinic and then follow up to initial practitioner. It'll just be two different.
Which I don't think will be too difficult because she's already done it. So it's combining the old with the new. And then.
But there'll be two different sheets, one for clinic, one for practitioner.
We've had to put patients off until that date because we don't have the stock for her to use here. And it's too difficult for her to bring stock from Winchmore Hill to Barnet.
Ridiculous.
So
it was going to be too difficult for us just to go up there with a car and put it in our car and bring it back. We need to clarify, we've moved patients because we couldn't take a car up there ourselves and put the trolley in our car to bring it here.
Yeah. Why would we have done that? I know you're saying, because to avoid patient, but that would require a lot of logistics. Would you have done it? If I said to you, go and get all the stuff?
Yeah, if it meant not moving patients.
Yeah.
Okay, what else is there? So we need to go through again, I mentioned outside about the outstanding payments and invoices.
Yeah.
I know you're on it. How on it can we be? Because Jason wants that again addressed and complete.
Okay.
Well, what does on it mean? Define on it.
I'm trying to do view every day. That's what on it is because.
So the one that's outstanding from the 28th of there was one that I looked at. I can get the person up.
What's the name?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's been sitting there for 6 weeks and nothing's been done about it. But yeah, but I know we can all roll our eyes and stuff about it.
I know.
But my question is, we say we're on it, but define on it then.
I didn't I didn't work 14 hours at the weekend.
Tash, I'm not talking about that.
No, I know you're not talking about it, but I have to do stuff when we can fit it in. We
Right.
can't fit it in at the moment. That's why I'm trying to do little bits every day of everything, so it doesn't get too far behind. Today, I'm going to have to go for all of January because there's things there that are outstanding that we need to look at for the January. So I want to get all of January done, and so we're not having the situation where we've got stuff from before. So we're going to do January.
Because you've been saying it's been a problem for a while. How do we resolve that?
I don't know because we've sent him letters, we phoned him. You can't do it.
How would you move forward with that?
Putting me on the spot, I haven't got an answer for you. But what I do want is I want a process which is done. We used to have a process where it was like, it comes in, Tash, to send the email. Like once we put all the numbers in and we can see what's outstanding, the whole process was we put everything in, we now send that email out which says you owe whatever it is because we ain't received payment for it. On the email template, it says you've got 48 hours. No, that's a lie as well because our contract states that their contract is 48 hours. For cancellation. We give them 24 hours.
I'll try and get it up to date for the end of this week.
What my thing is, there has to be a system in place of that when we put it in, that what is the next step? We just let it sit there. We spoke about this last week. And I'm okay with if the system's going to be, listen, once the first round comes in and we ain't had it, we'll leave it for the next one before we make an action. I'm like, fine. If that's what the plan is.
Yeah, I mean on the ones for the remit. What is supposed to happen is you get the remit in for this week and then you go up, before you do that, you go up the list and just tick off and take the money for anyone that hasn't paid for the last week that you send out emails for.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the system.
Okay.
Any ones with like problems on them, I mean there was one there for £310 that wasn't even due because somebody had just put it in there. It wasn't even due because they paid before. So there's ones like that that like you have to look into it to find out why. But yeah, okay. Point taken. I know it's been lapsed. I know.
But to give context here, I think that it's fair that anything which is later than 4 weeks from whatever today's date is, that there's serious questions. It's going to come back to the amount of work we're going to be going to be chasing our tails all the time.
Yeah, no.
So that, I keep talking about the CBD time, we have to find a way to make it work. I know, we can all shake our heads. Well, listen,
alright, we'll agree to disagree on that one.
But I'm putting it on to you lot to come up with a plan. Like, otherwise I'll set the plan.
Yeah, why don't you sit in reception for the 8 hours?
I'll say, right, Jen, you sit on reception and you and Mark are going to do something for it so you've got time to actually do things.
Okay.
I know, I get that we're all stressed here, we're all in the same boat with this.
I know. Yeah, I know. Look, I understand the situation, and I'm, you know, I am getting a little bit.
I get that, but we're all coming in all like itchy and whatever. We're all doing it, and we all just have to sit back and think, okay, what here needs to be done still? Because we could all just sit and go, this is too difficult, it's too much, or we could come up with a plan with a solution of how we're going to resolve these situations, these little things which are happening. We have to be better organised. We have to be talking to each other rather than just trying to put out fires. Because that's what it feels like in the moment. There's nothing structured happening. It bothers me massively. Hugely bothers me. Because we're just guessing. We're like, do that. And then things get forgotten about. And for you to turn around to me, it's only 1,000. Anyone ever says that to me again, it's only £1,000, it's only 500 quid. It shouldn't be anything. Because the second I go to all you lot, Tash, I'm not going to pay you the extra £1,000. You go, well, it's only £1,000. No one will accept it. Not one person will accept it. I know, I'm tetchy as well. I get it.
I'm just saying, get used to it being a business owner because happens.
I get that.
You get bad debt.
But everyone's saying to me, it's only. No, it's not only. It should be. We're plus 1,000. We got £1,000 more than we expected. Then I'll be happy. Then I'll listen.
No, I know.
Like, it is not a thing. It is not a thing. Please advise everyone to never ever say to me, it is only in terms of the debt. It should be, it's nothing. We're right on track. We're where we need to be at. We just accept it, us. Because it's only a grand. It's only 1,200. It's only 1,400 now. And it just incrementally goes up. We're like, when did we get to this position where it's only 3 grand? Listen, I'm being like, whatever the word is, catastrophising.
Yeah.
But I'm not willing to accept that it is only. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a thing. Anyway, I've got stuff to add on to pressure and workload. We need this done. The reason we need it done because the GPs can't operate without.
So
DLT.
The dietary one. But no, but now we've got the Amex card for the problem one at Amex. I can just pay it from that and that'd be fine. It's all these little teething problems that you don't realise until you've doing the bank recs. That you know, I mean the whole thing about the different clinics back. It's fine, but I just need. This is what I'm saying. I'm going home for a day. I'll get it done. I mean, it's taken me longer this time. Because on Saturday I didn't start until 1. I finished at 5:30. I'd just had enough by then. I was like, but yesterday I started at 11, finished at 9, with a couple of hours in between.
Yeah, that's a lot still.
It is a lot, but it had to be done. So I don't mind doing it.
We're going to say we're all feeling it, but I'm listening to Tash because we don't want people, one, to burn out, and two, we have to listen to that she's working over the weekend. And as much as it'd be like, okay, next month can it be easier? What can we do? And we're accepting it. It's not okay because I can clearly see the last few weeks you've not been happy.
No,
and I want it to change.
Very grumpy.
I know, Tash, but I want to address that it's acknowledged that I'm acknowledging that she's not happy. Now, this meeting and being all aggy about me saying about
No. The thing I'm aggy about is the fact that there's no structure with us.
So let's start now. Let's start now after we've spoken about everything. Let's find the solution.
I mean,
without being stressed, how do we find the solution to the outstanding payment?
So,
do we write it off as bad debt? Lapsed and
it should be every day. It should be 2. It should be 2 or 3. Let's see all there's ever going to be. There's a stat which got told to me the other day by a girl who does our Google stuff, and it's to do with if someone is scrolling for you on Facebook or something, and they show an interest in you, if a follow-up has not happened within 5 minutes of it, you're gone. They have no interest in you at all, so they can click on your thing and be like, that's interesting. There has to be a plan of what we're doing.
We have got loads of new patients. Like for everyone who phones in is a new patient. Near enough. I mean, you get the odd cancellation or reschedule.
I guess it's
there are a lot of new patients coming in.
Like we haven't.
No, so we need to look at whether we're doing the right things.
But that's not because of lack of patience. It's lack of follow up.
Yeah.
And I know it seems like finger pointing. It's not.
How about the 9th?
Monday. It's just being able to have everyone. We wouldn't be able to have everyone off, would we? It's only going to be 2. But it's the review of the whole 3 months.
I know. Why can't we do it on the 9th?
Why don't you have it ready for the 9th then? And then we'll all meet on the 11th and we'll just have to go through it.
On Wednesday, you've got CPD and we're going to do...
This Wednesday, yeah. We're going to do it in the afternoon, yeah.
What, our meeting?
Yeah.
What would you like to ask me?
You look stressed.
I am mad stressed at the moment. Why? Good question. Because how truthful should I be with this? Very truthful. I'm too weird about systems and processes. That's why. And when
Tell us more, Jason.
when they don't happen, it gives me crazy anxiety because
I think that's a you problem and not an us problem.
It may be. It very well may be. But it's definitely a thing which, yeah. But I'm going to use Tash here. Tash was saying to me the other day that I need to step out more. I'm like, okay, I can do that once it is in line with what I want it to look like, and it's not at the moment.
But isn't that's never going to happen? You're chasing the...
Wow.
You're chasing the dream.
Very good point.
You're trying to achieve the unachievable, because in your head, there will always be something new.
Completely.
You're
But then
never gonna step out.
the age-old saying is if it's they say if it's not broke, then don't fix it. But if it could be better, then it's as good as broke. And that is a really, really good saying. It is.
But that's your opinion. It's your
Of
opinion
course.
that it could be better.
Of course,
So
of course.
maybe you need to adjust your outlook
Do you know what?
on it.
I had a conversation with Gemma on the weekend, and I said,
Bet she was happy with that one.
yeah. Normally we just sit in silence. But I honestly asked the question. I was like, am I the constrainer on the business? It's a genuine question. I don't need an answer. It's a question.
No, to help you.
Oh, you can. But yeah, I do. I definitely do reflect and think like, okay, am I the limiting factor? Again, this isn't a self-help thing for you to come and say, nah, or even you can dig the nail in, but it is.
Do you want to see what I sent Mark over the weekend?
With something about me, yeah. Brilliant.
Can we-
It doesn't want to. There you go. For your boss on his way into our 16 irrelevant questions, confuse everyone with a new ASAP project, ignore 758 emails, cause chaos, and then go home at 2 p.m.
Yeah,
That's it.
that is.
Correct.
That is. Yeah, that's me. Right, I just got home. I watch daytime TV. I'm missing. What am I missing at the moment? Loose Women.
Loose women.
Yeah, massively missing that at the moment. Yeah. In the office. Today is Monday evening. Today has been one of them days where this is a huge reflection for me at the moment, and it's felt like one of them days where there's a lot of things that are, let's say, going wrong. It's the wrong word to use, but the pressure is high, the standards are high, the expectations are high, and you saw earlier with me talking about where do I see myself fitting in with the business at the moment, and it's definitely my responsibility to make sure that we are driving it forwards. And I said earlier about am I the hindrance, and I do mean that. I do reflect often and think to myself of what could the company be if I weren't here, and what would the company be if I weren't here. So I'm really, really torn at the moment with them things. I hope that I am the person driving it, but I've got to do some big reflection on how I manage situations, because today's been a tough one. But then it's days where you feel like you're getting smack, and you got to remain positive. But when things around are not meeting what your expectations are, it's hard to. But then the reflection on that is, are the expectations too high and therefore unfair for everyone else? So there's some deep thoughts for me to do. But these things they happen regularly, if I'm honest. There's days which are really, really good, there's days which are not so good, and the aim is to try and document all of these things as we go along, because hopefully it gives an insight into what it is like running a business. So I know I'm not the only person who runs a business, and I'm sure that everyone has all these problems, and I'm hoping that people can resonate, especially if they're feeling rubbish, that there's other people who are having equally bad days as well. But there's definitely, I'm kind of pleased that I get to film some of these things, because I can look back and then reflect on myself and adapt and change to how I want to deliver my message. But it is hard when as I say, all the buck stops with you as the individual. So you've got to make sure that you're motivating everyone to achieve a goal you want to get to, but then also not allowing things to slip below the standards where you want it to be at. I could go on and on about this all day, and I have these constant battles in my head with how to react, how to manage things, how to discuss things, and I definitely need to reflect. And tomorrow will be a new day, and we will go again, and I'm sure there'll be loads of positivity to share with everyone tomorrow. Right, new day, new vibes, new happiness, we hope. Yes, the yesterday I had them times of reflection. Things are tough at the moment because we've got all these new ideas of what we want to do. We've got 4 clinics which we're trying to grow and build. So the pressure is on to try and reach the targets that we're setting ourselves to do. They're ambitious targets, but without them, my fear would be that we would coast, and we'd be coasting thinking, okay, we're happy where we're at. But for me, the passion lies in actually growing the business and being the biggest clinic around. Whether we achieve that or not, who knows? But if I don't try and push for it, I'm gonna definitely leave all of this with a feeling of regret, maybe, if that's the right word. But yeah, I have to balance that with obviously making sure that everyone on board is up for the journey as well, which is a very difficult thing to do, because my passion for it will be different for other people's passion for the industry. So yeah, I again got to keep reflecting on things. Today the plan is trying to sort out our social media. I've been doing a lot of work here with the video at the moment, and I want to make sure we have a good plan for how we promote ourselves across all the platforms at the moment, not just on the YouTube channel. We've got a meeting tomorrow with a group of orthopedic consultants who we're looking to work closely with. They're more based in central London way, but they offer a great experience or set of resources for our patients to have access to. It's really important for us to have networks with wider people, because the way in private insurance works is that not all private insurance is covered with all consultants. So some consultants might be registered with one private healthcare facility but not with another, and that therefore means that we might refer people out, but their private healthcare may not cover them to see that person. So we need to have a team of people around us, the same way we have in clinic. And we also have a need for a wide range of consultants in specific areas as well. So we see a lot of the same type of injuries, but then each consultant works in a different way. Some are more kind of not surgery driven, that's unfair, but they will see a greater need for surgery than others. But it's the same way in physio. For some of us here, we see a greater need for hands-on therapy, and then some of us see a greater need for physical therapy. So there's horses of courses in a way, and there's not necessarily say a right or wrong way. We just want to make sure that we have enough of a range of people that we can refer out to suit the needs of the individual, and that will work from the consultant base as well. They'll need a range of physios who they can work with based upon the way that we do, knowing who the patient is, knowing who the physio is, and trying to combine them together to get the best outcome. So yeah, there's a lot of thought that goes into it. It's not simply just reach out, make a contact, and then just start this referral process back and forward. So yeah, that's what the plan is today. Try and get our marketing stuff together, and targeting the people that we want to see, who we want to help, and having a bit more structure in what we do. But that's a job for me to work out, and then I will go around and see how clinic's getting on later on this afternoon. But yeah, I'm going to sit here and start going through some of that planning at the moment. What are we talking about, Jen? What?
We're just talking about diary management and therapists' working hours and working out what's best for our therapists. And us as a business as well.
Yeah. Very, very stressful times at the moment. This week's a tough week, and it's only Tuesday.
It's really tough.
But at least I'm smiling.
Finally, it's weird. When it's tough, Tash smiles.
We went home.
When it's easy, Tash is angry.
We was at home last night, and Jason tried to apologise for his mood yesterday, which I said was unacceptable.
Well,
And,
my apology. That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
I did some self-reflecting. I am sorry.
Well, there you go. I didn't.
No, I am, and I'm not just saying it for the sake. Like I did a thing to the camera actually as well. So like, because I'm gonna use our meeting, but I'm not gonna show all of it. I'm not showing it on purpose because.
That's what I said. I can't watch the meeting back from today.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it was horrendous.
But I was in a. No, I'm not in a bad place. That's a pathetic excuse. I was just moody, annoyed, and.
It's stressful. It's not easy.
It's not
No, I know.
easy being a boss, is it?
No, I know.
There's a lot of pressure.
But it doesn't excuse then.
No. I said you're welcome to get away with me.
I shouldn't get away with anyone, to be fair.
But you definitely can't get away with it with Sash. So
What I would say, I don't mind it, but when I've worked all weekends getting stuff done.
No. I agree. I haven't got anything.
Anyway, that's why Tash has me as a buffer.
Yeah, that's why I try and stay away from it as well. Because
Use it to Tash's ears.
yeah, I was thinking today like that. Anyway, we're all happy with each other.
Yeah.
We all love each other from a professional point of view. Certainly not from a personal point of view. Yes. Me, I do you. You don't me. So yeah, I'm gonna go and
fix the toilet now. Just got back from clinic. I went up there just to do some filming for some of our Instagram, TikTok reels, the stuff which we have to do, which I don't particularly enjoy doing. I'm actually quite enjoying doing this video blog as such, so that it's an opportunity for me to watch it back, but also really enjoying sharing what we're doing so people can understand what the pressures are of every day. We met earlier at reception, very informally, for a chat. The pressure is on hard at the moment. I keep saying it, and yeah, it's really good to actually share what the pressure is. Whilst it's probably quite hard to understand what that pressure actually is. Like we as a business, we have outgoings. We are committed to certain rents. We're committed to certain bills, and they have to be paid. And we have to make sure that in order for us to succeed and prosper as a business, we have to provide the highest level of care possible. And monitoring how we do as a company with the feedback we get from patients is the one thing that defines how successful we are. Yes, we track the economics of it all, but that's not the success factor, because if we only focus on that, we take away the thing that we're here to do, which is patient care. And if we get that right, I'm confident all of them things will take care of itself. We'll get referrals from other people. People will see us online and see what we're doing and think, actually, I trust them to look after us. The same way a builder would. We look for recommendations in builders because we trust what they do, and we're willing to pay for the service that they provide if we're going to get a good job from it. And that's what the demand is on the therapist. And it's how do we keep excelling ourselves to be the best around, but maintaining the harmonious atmosphere that I really want from us as a business. And this comes back again to why I have to keep reflecting. I have to keep reflecting on what I'm doing and what I am pushing for as a business, because if I get it wrong, then the consequences could be massive. And I think back to when I was a teacher, my reasons for leaving teaching, it wasn't because I was worked too hard. That wasn't the issue. The issue was the lack of respect and gratitude for the work that I did do. And I really hope that I do demonstrate that to everyone who works with us, because it's a big thing for me to not let that value, which I hold close to me, be lost in everything we do. So yeah, to the week and the year to date, it's the 10th of February. It has been a challenging year. We've got some ambitious targets, hugely ambitious targets. I'm looking up there because that's where they're listed at. But those are the things which we have to keep striving for. We're investing into new services. We're looking at bringing on other services which don't exist at the moment. But they're going to come at a cost. The level of work we have to do for the governance, I've mentioned it before, is higher. There's a lot of things that need to happen in a short period of time. So yeah, it was quiet at clinic, which is why I wanted to film it, but there's not much opportunity to go and speak with people, because the people up at Winchmore Hill, they're really busy today. Whetstone seems to be busy, but they're with patients who I probably can't get away with filming at the moment. I don't want to go in and intrude on it. So you got me at the moment, and hopefully as the week goes on, we'll start looking at some more rehabby type stuff. If not, you're gonna have to watch me do exercises and share with you how we treat certain conditions, or just to give you ideas of things you can do.
So we've just been talking about blood quality in Chinese medicine. We've just established that it was definitely liver and heart blood deficiency based on what we've just been discussing. So signs of liver blood deficiency would be some of or any of the following. So palpitations, anxiety, insomnia, dry eyes, dry hair, dizziness, dry mouth and lips as well, dry skin, Liver blood deficiency especially helps to nourish the nails, so nails can be very brittle. Equally, the tendons can be inflexible as well. So if you notice an inflexibility or tendons are getting injured easily, or you're feeling very tight, that'll be liver blood deficiency. Menses as well, so very scant menses will be liver blood deficiency. Heart blood deficiency kind of affects more the chest as well.
So,
headaches on the top of the head as well.
So when you say heart deficiency,
so we're talking about heart blood deficiency. So we're talking about the blood that nourishes the heart and the energy around it, if you will. So I know that can sound scary, but we're talking about the energy around it. So we're not saying there's anything wrong with the heart, but it's a pattern of disharmony. So saying heart blood deficiency, and that is from, as I say, the signs we've just discussed. So palpitations, anxiety, insomnia, dry eyes, dizziness, blurry eyes, floaters in the eyes, dry lips, dry hair, headache on top of the head. They all point towards heart blood deficiency.
Fine. So
in Chinese medicine.
Yeah. So thinking here from a critical point of view, most people would, if they experience all of them things, say where they're very aware, because Tash, are you aware of them things that Jen was saying, like was it dry hair, you said?
So dry hair is one of them, dry skin.
That's it, yeah.
Dry hair, dry nails.
So are you aware of all of them things?
Yeah.
You are aware of them anyway. And so my question to you then, Gemma, is as the Western world would immediately think medicine, but they'll think medicine as in doctor medicine, I need to get something, a pill, which would change this. Why would they choose acupuncture and not the pill?
I don't think there is a pill. Well, there isn't a pill for heart blood deficiency, as far as I'm aware. There's Chinese medicine, so herbs will be great for you as well. So obviously, the blood level is a deep level. Acupuncture is working at a more superficial level, but it can still activate and tonify the blood. That's why we've got heat here as well in the stomach, and we can use moxa and what have you to again encourage that warmth, that nourishment of the vital substances. But herbal medicine again will be great for you because you're drinking internal medicine, which works from the inside out.
Okay.
Herbs that tonify blood.
So is that what you'd often combine? Needles for the outside and the herbs for the inside?
Both together is perfect, yeah. So with the needles, we're activating. So like now, we've popped this needle in here because we're opening up the chest with Ren 17. So this is this point here.
Is it suitable to
Yeah.
view? I'll come from the side. So where's Ren 17? Oh, it's
So
needles in.
we're on the midline and we're starting by just opening up the chest.
So you can kind of, I'm sorry Tash, I'm getting quite invasive here. There is a tiny little needle just poking out from that towel. And what's that, Ren 17?
Ren 17, yeah, it opens up the chest.
Fine, and before I started filming, you were doing something about liver pulse?
We were just looking at the pulse, yeah. I was expecting potentially for the liver pulse to be very strong and wiry, but it wasn't. So actually, just from what we've chatted, when we checked the pulse, actually, there's, the liver pulse is not over.
And so from the science person here, where you were feeling looked like where I would check for pulse. So what are you looking at which would be different for me? Because I would never think liver pulse, I just think pulse.
Yes, it's a Chinese medicine thing. So we check the pulse, but we're feeling for different qualities. So we're, it's very complex.
Yeah.
To explain it, but there's basically just different positions that we press on and we're feeling for. Is it very wiry? Is it deficient? Is it fast? Is it slow? Etc. So that gives us indications about what's going on with the organs and at different levels.
My pulse is usually quite slow, like really slow.
Do you take your pulse quite often? Yeah.
Well, not really, but every time I do, it's usually resting heart rate of about 55, 60.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know whether that's good or bad or.
When you talk about, sorry, I keep moving that lamp on my foot, so apologies. When you talk about liver pulse, I know I'm zoning in on this complex thing here. How many pulses are in that wrist that you'd feel for? Is it with just liver pulse in there?
No, so to keep it simple, so I'd check up with 3 fingers and I'd check at 3 levels with each 3 fingers.
Okay.
Yeah. On
Fine.
each side. Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. And we put in, so we are, do we work on diagnosis here? Or what are we treating everything at the moment? Are we treating the human or are we treating a specific thing right at this moment?
with what you're doing?
Being a human.
No. So I mean the overall thing.
Yeah,
Like,
so with acupuncture, we're always treating the whole thing, but sometimes there's an order of importance of what. So, you know, we don't necessarily try and treat everything in one go. Sometimes there's an order of importance.
So based on what Tash has said so far, what are you now doing?
I'm focusing on her root cause, which is spleen, chi deficiency, heart blood deficiency. So I'm kind of focusing on spleen. So we're improving or harmonising her digestive system, if you will, as a kind of starting.
Fine. So we're doing that, the heart and
stomach and spleen.
Right, and that was to do with the. So what are your other, not I say diagnosis, but what's your top thing again? Was we're treating heart and spleen?
So roughly spleen chi deficiency, heart blood deficiency.
Heart blood deficiency, yeah.
From what we've discussed, yeah, there'll be a little bit more as well, but we're kind of.
And then what's sitting underneath that? As I say less important in air quotes, but what we're deeming at the moment, okay, we're going to lower the priority on this because it makes sense. Heart and blood is pretty serious thing to focus on first.
I mean, they can sound serious. I mean, they're all it's all energetic. So it's kind of, it's not that anything's more serious than the other, but it's kind of like how things progress, you might say.
Right,
so
fine.
Spleen chi creates blood. So if we want to improve blood, we can never ignore chi. So
right.
Becomes blood, yeah.
Okay.
So we're focusing on spleen, digestion. So we were talking earlier about appetite. And if one doesn't have an appetite, then that gives us indication as to that the spleen chi is not working as well as it could.
Fine.
So we want to have an appetite. Now we need to feel hungry throughout the day. Not ravenous constantly, that would be different, but we need to be hungry. Yeah, it's important. So if someone's not hungry, if they don't have an appetite, that needs treating,
Interesting.
Which is a bit wonky because I'm on Manjaro.
Exactly. So obviously, this is an
unknown.
So this is an unknown as to how we don't know how that's affecting the body, but again, we just treat based on exactly where you're at today. So it's relevant that you're taking Manjaro, and that fits into the diagnosis because you don't have an appetite. So
I think it's a really important thing in how you look at it, because often some people can just say, acupuncture will solve everything. It will solve world poverty and world hunger. It's like, no, you're using logic here. We're like, listen, Manjaro could be a thing here, but it could not be.
Yeah, it's an important factor and it's relevant, but it doesn't change anything because the fact is, whatever you're taking, how are you presenting today? What is your normal now? And if doesn't matter if you used to have an appetite, you don't now. So that's that's part of the diagnosis. Obviously we can't, you might say, give you an appetite because the Manjaro is going to be so suppressive. Yeah. But we still have to support your spleen chi because if you don't have an appetite, you're not hungry, not eating, your spleen chi is going to be deficient. Yeah. So we are kind of working a little bit against each other in a way, but they're even more important, I would say, to have acupuncture to kind of help boost your spleen chi.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because the side effects of it, okay, great when people lose weight and if that's what they need to do, but obviously there's different effects that come with losing weight, isn't there? Like you say, you're colder now.
Cold.
So
muscle wastage.
Yeah.
Because I'm not getting I wasn't getting the protein, I'm getting it now.
Yeah.
When I first started, it was like losing muscle mass.
Metabolism normally goes down, so.
Interesting. Morning, everyone. Thursday morning. One of the things that's come to light recently is the vision that I have isn't widely known by everyone. I'm reading this really good book at the moment called Traction, and it talks really, really clearly about what I need to be delivering on a daily basis or even a weekly basis, whichever way around you want to look at it. But I need to make sure that I've got it down on paper and that I should be able to speak to any member of the team and they should be able to openly know what it is and tell me them answers. So I need to do a bit of work on how I get that message across. Later on, I'm going to go up to our Whetstone clinic. I'm on admin today, so I've got loads of little tasks to do, but I want to do some filming with the Whetstone team so you get to see who they are, see what that location's about. We do a lot of stuff at Barnet at the moment, and partly because the main admin team is set up there at the moment. But we have other great therapists around, so I really want to start getting them involved in what we do.
So yeah, today we'll try and video as much as we can to show you what's happening. But yeah, I'm gonna now do my weekly update for people to see how the business is doing, and for the therapists to hear it directly, so that they can then reflect on what they're doing. So before I jump on the call, I've just been doing my own analysis. I say call, I record my meeting, which I then send out to everyone. I'm just doing my analysis on our follow-up retention rate. Now, when we look at this retention rate, it's really important to understand what it is we're looking for. So the goal is to be the best provider of care in the area, but in every single service that we provide. And it's a constant thing which we reinforce, we reiterate. And we have targets that we look for in terms of a revenue number to show the growth that we have as a clinic. But it's a big thing that we make sure that is not pushed onto the therapists. We share what the numbers are so they have an understanding of what's happening in the business. But ultimately it comes down to what's the level of care that we provide. And it's measured in two ways. Number one is the reviews that we get and the feedback. That's the ultimate feedback loop that we refer to. The second, we look at patient retention. And big reason for that is patient retention is a thing that shows trust in what we do. Now, we are 100% ethical in everything we do. It's a big thing that we want from therapists who work from us. So we only see people when we need to see them, and I think that's what's built our reputations where it is at the moment. But I'm looking through where our numbers are at the moment, and I'm just doing some kind of independent research of my own of looking into the people who may not have returned. So that's what I'm looking at on the screen here, and then looking through their notes as to see why they may not have returned. And there's a couple of things which stand out to me, which again I'm going to share in a minute. But someone come in, they had 3 different injuries, and there was no follow-up afterwards. And I think it's very, very difficult to treat all 3 things within one session. So again, it's trying to work out why did that patient not come back. And often it's to do with the value that we are giving them. And do we offer enough value in that appointment for them to warrant and justify the spend that they have to do with us? So we always have to make sure that we are on top of everything that we do, and we are delivering way above any patient's expectations. And it's very difficult to do, and I do appreciate that, but it's something that we have to keep striving for if we want to be the best business around, the best company to come to, because there are other clinics out there, and they offer other things that we do, and our job is to make sure that we are better than everyone, and set the standard. And that's not to eliminate competition, it's almost actually to raise the bar of everyone else. I want people to look at us and aspire to be us, and then they replicate that within their businesses, because it actually then makes us as a location the place to come to. You think about like the financial area of London being Canary Wharf and things like that. It'd be amazing to have like North London as the place to come to for healthcare, so people from all around the world travel to that area because all of the clinics in here. You think of Harley Street and what's associated with that. I know it's an ambitious kind of vision to have, but it would be amazing if we could create that. But that's why I'm so hot on what we do with our patients, look into it, and make sure that we're always reflecting. The other one that I come back to as well, which is standing out, is our expected timeframes for recovery. And there's a couple which I've seen which seem like they're quite long timeframes. And whilst they may be true, it's also making sure that we are being clear with what we expect from that time frame of recovery. So we had one with acute back pain, with a time frame of roughly 8 weeks for that to get better. Now, acute back pain, yes, in 8 weeks' time, I would expect them to be fully back to where they're at and better than where they were at before they had the injury. But is that message portrayed to the patient? Because acute back pain, you should, in most cases, be expecting anywhere between 3 and 7 days for symptoms to have calmed down. Now, what does calming down count as? That's another debate, because this patient's expectations are going to be very, very different. So for one person, a 5% improvement may be outstanding, whereas another person, a 50% improvement in their pain may be a failure. And it's our job as therapists to educate and understand what it is that the patient is expecting and need, and us to be able to then work out if we can deliver it is the first thing. And then if we can deliver it, make sure that we do deliver it. And so we use this 4-point program, which with one of them being like expected timeframes of recovery. And I use it as a way to hold us accountable the same way that we hold patients accountable. We expect patients to do the thing we ask them to do, but us as therapists need to reflect on our work and ensure that we're delivering in line with what they want and need in order to make sure that they're happy and full of praise of everything we do. Because if they're not happy and they're not full of praise, it makes it very, very difficult to grow as a business. So yeah, this reflection is really, really important, and one which I then feed back into our staff so that they are fully aware of what those expectations are and how they then can either ask for support on how to deliver it or seek their own individual support through the CPD that they do for themselves and the reading around topic areas to upskill their knowledge and then be able to deliver it to the patients. So yeah, I'm going to jump on call now. I know I said I was going to do that a second ago, but I'm actually going to do it now that I've got all of my data prepared for it. One of the things that I wanted to start with talking about is that we had our management meeting yesterday, and it seems that the feedback from it is that the vision that we have as a clinic at the moment may not be very well portrayed by me. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a little bit of self-reflection over the coming week and make sure I get it jotted down. I'm going to use this meeting here as an opportunity to keep reminding us every week of what that vision is, and then it's down to you to determine if you're on board with it, and if you're willing to come with us on it. I hope you all are. It shouldn't be any different from what I've said previously, but it is important to know that what the vision is, what we're looking for, and what the standards and expectations are for certain. Up here on the follow-up target of 100% of what our actual number is, that is a combination of all services. So we'll go on to look at a breakdown of each service in a minute, so that we can have a look at that. Just going through, so if you're doing like close to £50,000 a year in investment, on just one area of advertising, we continue what we're doing because we've met all of their expectations. But I actually went through the notes of quite a few of these people who haven't returned, and there's things which I look at in there which are really glaringly obvious as to what may not have happened. But that then these things then lead into higher standards elsewhere, and if you start letting these small little cracks appear and we allow them to happen, it then just translates in lots more other things. So and yeah, it's a wasted opportunity for you all, really, because there's huge opportunities here to build your network, and if we're not taking it, then it's going to be difficult to get your name out there. Both very good speakers, engaging, and certainly worthwhile going to upskill knowledge and expertise. So I would highly advise you to go to them. I'm going to try and come along to both of them, if I'm honest. And yeah, the more we have there, the better. Good news, cancellation rate 8%, which is our target, so that's fantastic. And yeah, again, the Google reviews is really impressive. Right, moving on. Haven't seen from the 12 who only had the initial, I haven't seen the 12 Google reviews come in for how outstanding we were and how fantastic everyone was and how happy they were with the care that they received, the advice that they received, and that they're going to go and shout and tell all their friends about us. I know the standards are high, I know the expectations are high, and I am going to keep banging the same drum every single week whilst we work towards what that target is, because that is the ultimate aim for me, to get to that point where we are looking not only at treating the patient in that acute phase, but then moving into the preventative phase as well, and how we keep these patients with us for life, coming in to see us, utilising the various different services that we have, and becoming like ultimate specimens of health, if you want to call it that. And there is a big reason why we're expanding the services and not focusing just on the physio side of it, because we can be a health hub that people come to and are provided with outstanding care and being the most trusted area to come to. And that word trust is a big thing. I promise you, you've done your job. As negative as all the other stuff may sound, then if that is the honest truth and we can hand on heart all say that, then yes, we've achieved the goal, and I couldn't thank you any more than by saying amazing job, really appreciate it, and thank you for representing us in the best way possible, which would then obviously have an impact elsewhere. So yeah, as I say, there's no decision been made, but here's me talking openly so you can hear what happens with it. I'm filming everything that we do,
in clinic, trying to talk as open as possible. And a big thing for me is about transparency and knowing exactly what's happening and not me coming in with a sugar-coated speech about, well, this is great, and when the reality it may not be so good. I promise I'll always tell you when it's good, but I promise I'll always tell you when it's not so good as well. Acupuncture, fantastic. Can't ask for any more than that. Keep up the good work. It'll be good to see what it's like next week. As the weeks go on, so it's really setting the bar of what is possible and proving that it is possible. So yeah, hopefully we can all take inspiration from these numbers. Do they need to come every day? Not necessarily. You work in a sports team, you might see physio every day, you might have massage every day. Is everybody working at the level of what a sports team is? Okay, no, but it doesn't mean that it's not warranted. And our mindset needs to be more of like, we are a professional team and we are seeing professional people. People and the patients who come and see us want to be treated like a pro athlete. I guarantee you that. There's no one who comes in who, if I said, do you want to be treated like a pro athlete or would you just rather be treated kind of like standard care? I guarantee you 100% of people would say, I want to be treated like the pro athlete. And so therefore our mindset needs to be of treating the pro athlete. And what would we deliver? What would we advise them? And if that's your mindset all the time, then your treatment and kind of intervention in your plan would match that as if you were in a pro team. So please start thinking of that and our patients of that level as well, so that we provide the best care possible. Then it's down to them if they see value in what we're offering. We could all sit here and say, well, I'm going to treat everyone like a pro person. Fine, great. But then the service that we deliver isn't in line with what they may expect a pro athlete to have. And that's where the reflection comes in, or where we need to manage what their expectations may be of what a pro athlete gets. So yeah, there's a lot of things to think about there, but again, just me sitting here talking openly with you all about what my reflections are of how we're doing and how we can progress and keep things pushing forwards. I will never ever make this about revenue when I speak to you. The revenue is a thing for me to worry about so that we can make sure we pay the bills and keep the lights on and things like that. The focus for you has to be on what's the level of care that we're providing to patients, and what is the feedback that we're getting from them. And as long as, if these numbers here continue to exist, yet every single one of these 26 people who see us, and especially these 12, are all there saying, cannot fault everything that happened there. I thought it was incredible, unbelievable. I can't wait to go and tell all my friends and family about how fantastic this was. Then you have met the objective of what I want from us as a company. Yes, it's demanding. Yes, it's ambitious. Yes, it is high standards. It's high expectations. I get all of that. But equally, I'd expect you to have high standards of me, high expectations of me. If I say I'm going to do something, make sure I deliver on it. And if I don't deliver it, call me out on it. Because you are 1,000,000,000% hitting the objectives of what we want to achieve as a company. It's the go-to place which is better than anywhere else they've ever been, better experience than anything they've ever had before, and they just cannot talk higher of us because we're so outstanding in every department. That comes from the admin team, from when the phone call's taken, all the way through to when the treatment happens, the follow-up, and the aftercare as well. Is all on point. So yeah, that's all from me. Maybe a couple of other things I could share is we've got hopefully a couple of interviews coming up for prospective physios wishing to work with us. So we've got 3 people in the pipeline at the moment who are going to be talking to. We've got 2 podiatrists who we are in possible communication with. One who lives a bit further afield but is looking to move to London. So that will be hopefully a positive acquisition. Where they work at the moment, they're doing really well, but they're moving out that area, come back to London. So I'll keep you updated on how we get on with that. And that at the moment is everything. So it's Friday morning. I didn't get a chance yesterday to do much filming. I did my meeting in the morning where I did my overview of the week. Then I had plans to go and try and film patients in clinic, but I didn't actually get a chance to film anyone because everyone was in the treatment room, and often in the treatment room it's very difficult to get in and film what we do. It's much easier when we're filming the rehab things from outside. But yeah, like this week's been tough if I'm honest. I'm in a position where I really want to grow what we're doing at the moment, but I'm finding that operationally that there's things which we're not quite on top of well enough. And that's the thing that I'm going to feed back to everyone today in a meeting. And I'm going to look at try and reorganize things a little bit to make the whole process smoother. I'm almost worried we're becoming too complex with people doing multiple different things and not actually focusing on one particular area, which is then creating a higher level of stress for me because I'm feeling that we're not meeting what our potential is. And yeah, so I've got to do that today. I've got 2 meetings coming up, one with our nutritionist, one with our acupuncturist. Nutritionist one is we're going to have a conversation to kind of talk about what nutrition does, share with everyone, help us boost the engagement with people online from what's happening there. It gives us a chance to send things out to our existing patient base to give them a better understanding of why they might look to use nutrition alongside the other work we do. It all kind of leads into this whole overall vision of what I have, one which I need to portray. I've actually got a document, piece of paper here, and what this takes the business development plan, which is about 26 pages. I've tried to make it as concise as possible and fit it into this one page here, which will then be shared with all our staff and will be the thing that I continuously ask them about. What is it that we're trying to do? What makes us who we are? And really, really define that culture and value that we want to have internally, but also for our patients coming in. One of the things that I put down, which I can share here, is like what the vision is. So the vision, as I wrote down here, to develop our 4 existing clinics into 4 fitness and health hubs with access to a wide range of healthcare services. Our locations will be between 4,000 to 6,000 square foot each. So that's the goal at the moment. Now, I know in the area that we operate, it's going to be quite hard to obtain them type of premises. Ideally, I want to be the owner of the premises. I don't really want to lease it because it creates, well, they talk about moats around your business and what is the barrier of entry to be able to almost compete against you. And by owning the asset means that you are in full control of what you do. So you can develop it how you want. Currently at let's take our Barnet clinic, there's a big partition wall there. It's a supporting wall. In order for me to get rid of that, I'd have to seek permission from the landlord, who could well reject it. I'll be honest, I haven't actually asked for him because the other thing is investing that level of money into it, the cost associated to then in 5 years time or 7 years time or however long it is, they might turn around and say, we don't want to renew the lease anymore, or they sell it and there's changes to the lease. So we have to balance that up with the level of investment we put into premises when we don't actually own the title of the property. So that's a big ambition of mine. And one of the things I want to start doing now is sharing this every single week with the people who work with us to make sure that they are very, very clear of what that journey looks like, how we're going to get there, and for them to all decide, like, is this the journey they want to be on? Because it's a tough journey. It's the demands are high, the expectations are high, but this is where the pressure it's almost this self-administered pressure that I put on myself. But that's the thing that keeps me excited, motivated, and passionate about doing what we do. But then there's this whole loop of events that happen, which trigger the next thing, and if we trigger the next thing, that should trigger etc. So we work all the way back round to where we ultimately want to be, which is the best clinic around. And if we can meet all of these things which lead to that, all of this stuff here in terms of the vision will start to take care of itself. We'll have more patients, we'll have more people committed to seeing us, more people investing in their health, and when they invest in their health, we can invest in the facilities and then build the facility to facilitate, this weird sentence, but it will allow us to facilitate that growth. And become the clinic that I really want us to be as the central hub, especially in the North London area, for everyone to come to. So that's the kind of, I'm going to call it like the 10-year plan at the moment. I was going for a 5-year plan, but I think that's a bit overly ambitious. But if we go 10 years, I reckon that we can achieve that. And as I say, then it just needs those who come on to work with us have to share that same vision and understand where we're going to and want to be a part of that growth. And also then they can determine whether or not we make that growth or not. They'll be able to see as it happens. As I say, we've got new services that are coming in. I mentioned we're doing nutritionists with the acupuncturist, looking at a different service, which is hopefully going to be quite exciting. Will complement the work that we're potentially going to be doing with the GPs. It will complement the work we do with nutritionists at the moment, and it just adds an extra kind of revenue side of things to the business, which enables us to reinvest into it, to grow it, to the thing I was saying before.
So yeah, a lot of information there, but that's all of the things that go through my head on a daily basis. And the mad thing is, like, I trained as a physio, like, didn't get any business management coaching at all. It's kind of, you learn it on the spot as you go, listen to what other people do, looking at what other people do, and then trying to find the fit that works best for you. So at this stage here, there are changes which are going to be happening almost like quite quickly at times, but always changes for the better, I hope anyway. And then we kind of use that feedback loop to then determine if it was successful or not successful, and then make changes which are necessary to in order to better us as a business.
Have me mid-thought. I've realised I need to come up with an outro. I've got my intro. I'm in the same place as I did my intro.
Gonna do it somewhere else.
No, I haven't got an outro. But hope you enjoyed watching it. We'll see you next week.